Alright folks, we've got Chef Damien from the cooking school. Moment of truth. We're going to make this Massaman of lamb's brains. We have 2 lamb's brains. We are going to use our Massaman curry powder, freeze-dried, but for this recipe you can just use a store-bought curry powder. So I guess the trick is we've got to clean the brains first, and that's part of the process, right?
So that's our lamb brain there. Obviously 2 hemispheres like any brain. We just want to pull and remove that in between.
Spinal cord, whatever they call it.
So that's 2 sides of the brain. We'll do that on the other. Might be a frozen item when you go there.
How do you call it? This Frenchy word that you keep using?
A court bouillon.
And what's
which
a court
is basically
bouillon
a poaching liquor for brains or fish. So it's going to start with some water, some sort of acid vinegar of some sort. We've got some cider, apple cider vinegar today, a few black peppercorns, and some bay leaves. So
and you've got lime in there too.
And I'll just put a little bit of lemon or lime in there.
Getting a bit fancy.
So the idea is we're going to cold poach it, which means everything's going to go in there cold. We're going to clean our brains, put them in that, slowly bring it up to the boil, and what that will do, we'll pull out all the impurities and poach our brains.
Okay, so we should point out that this lamb brain curry is actually sort of inspired by Damien and I when we were in India on one of the tours. We went to Kareem's restaurant, which is a bit of an institution in Old Delhi. Yep. And we had the most amazing goat brain curry and this really thick, unctuous, sort of creamy sauce, and the lamb's brains were buttery, smooth, and we just had it with big piles of naan bread. And we sort of figured that the best way to do this would be to make it a Massaman curry, because it would have similar sort of Indian flavours. So that's what we're attempting now for you. So we've got the lamb's brains poaching away in a court bouillon.
Now we get them cool. Trim off that other little bit of membrane that holds the 2 hemispheres together. And by the time it's cool, it'll firm up and then we can slice it. So we'll get nice slices of it when it's cold, rather than trying to cut it while it's warm. Our poached brains, that's obviously our 2 hemispheres. We're just going to check that they're clean, so if any little membrane that's left we can trim off. These are pretty good actually, there's not too much on them.
You're just taking off the ugly stuff?
Yeah, just the same on both sides. So, just 2 only lamb brains. Obviously the sauce here is more than we need, so if you're doing a larger amount, I reckon that sauce would easily do 6 lamb's brains.
Really? 6 brains, you reckon?
Easy. Yeah. I'm just going to let them simmer away there for a minute or 2, suck up all that Massaman flavour. Kefla potatoes work really nice with this, a nice waxy potato. So we'll just make it a little.
So pickled ginger.
Just to help to balance that richness of the brains, and roasted peanuts here.
Right, so Massaman curry normally comes with peanuts and potatoes.
And I've just got a few little Asian herbs here, some nice Thai basil, so we might just drop a little bit of Thai basil in there.
For someone who loves their brains but no one else does and they want to eat a lot of it, or for if you've got friends coming over and they want to try it, you could do a nice beef Massaman curry and just do a little lamb's brain curry on the side, so they could try something different. So the reason why we're doing this is the texture of the lamb's brains. They're buttery and soft and unctuous, and they balance perfectly with the Massaman curry. There we have it, Massaman curry of lamb's brains. Interestingly, in Thailand on our food tour, we do a walk and there's a guy that's famous for his pig brain soup, which we had last trip. Yeah, but it was awful. It was nothing like this. It was just a clear broth you know, with noodles in it and just the pig's brains floating in. So you really got to love the flavour of brains, I guess, to take it. Whereas with us, yeah, really the Massaman's coming through. The pickled ginger is genius too because it helps cut through it. So yeah, give it a try at home. Thanks, Damien.